We have come to the pretty much the last mantra of the Chamaka Prashna. And it is also a very important mantra because of the immense depth that is contained in these mantras. So you will see in this mantra there are 12 words. Vajaha, Vajascha, you can break it as Vajaha, Prasavaha, two. Apijaha, Kratu, Suvaha, Murdha, Vyashniya, Antyayana, Antya, Bhauvana, Bhuvana, Adhipati. So what exactly are these? And why is it placed at the end of the Chamaka Prashna? So these 12 entities have to be understood in 4 levels, at 4 bases. So for base in Sanskrit we use the word adhishthanam. So there are 4 adhishthanams for each one of these. So the 4 adhishthanams are adhibhuta. That means in the elemental realm. What do this mean? Then Adhidaiva. Here Daiva has to be taken as luminary. It's not a Devata. It's a luminary. Luminary means what? What is it that makes a thing shine? What exactly do we mean by shining? That means it becomes recognizable by another person by an instrument of knowledge. That means something you can see. So it is available for our looking, for our seeing. Therefore, that which is available for our seeing is called a luminary. Because if something is not available for seeing, either because it is out of our sight or it is not perceptible, then it won't become a luminary. But here we are, all these 12 are also the luminaries because they are available for experience by the individual himself and also by others. Then the next thing we have to see, the third point we have to see is called Adhyatma. That is, you should be able to see these 12 within yourself. And finally, it is Adhiyajna. That is, these 12 being the basis are based on Yajna itself. Because you remember, we are all talking about Yajna only in this whole Chamaka Prashna. Everything is Yajnana Kalpantam, Yajnana Kalpantam. Please give me this for the sake of Yajna, please give me this for the sake of Yajna. So when we look back on the Namaka Prashna, our study of the Namaka Prashna, what did we find out? We found out that in Namaka Prashna, Shiva has worked up an anger and the devotee has appeased his anger, and then we have asked for various favors and all those favors are granted, and then we have asked for more. And all the requests that we have made in Chamaka Prashna is only for the sake of Yajna and not for any enjoyment, personal enjoyment or social enjoyment or to show off our wealth. For that sake we have asked for all these things so far. Now let us study in these 4 levels. As Adhibhuta, Vaja means food, Anna. Anna is not just edible entity but also anything that can give you nourishment. If you see something beautiful, it nourishes your eye. If you hear something nice, good music, it nourishes your ears, isn't it? So like that, if you hear some good words from somebody, then it nourishes your hearing. So all these are Anna only. And whatever you have received as this Anna, you must also be able to have ownership of that, isn't it? So it is not enough if you just see, enjoy, but also ownership should be there. That means it must become yours, and that becoming yours is called Prasava. Then Api, here Prasavachame, then he is using the word Apija. Api means also in classical Sanskrit. Aham api gacchami, I also go. So this api is also, but api ja. Ja means something born out of api. Then what is it? What is that? Here in the Vedic language it means anything that is in the proximity. So when I say you are going somewhere, I will also go with you. Ahamapi gacchami. If you say that, then the person with whom I am going and the person who is going with me, both of us are in close proximity to each other, isn't it? When we are in close proximity to each other together as a synergy, we also create something more. Correct? Look at all of the conversations we have had whenever we have traveled. Is it just some two people sitting in a car and going? We exchange a lot of ideas, and then we chant, we sing, we listen to music, and we keep adding value for every minute that we are together. That is the meaning of apija. That is, whenever we are together, you keep adding the value. When vaja, anna, prasava, ownership, both of them together also creates further value, which is not 1 plus 1, but much more than that. So therefore, apija. So this, it probably also means close proximity, which will enhance the next word, kratu, which is called yajna vastu. Kratu means yajna. Yajna vastu means all the various ingredients required for performing of yajna. Subaha. Subaha means let there be a continuous, unbroken cause which will make sure that the food will be available for all time to come. Because even if you have the richest granary and no further growth is there in the cosmos, then at some point of time we will exhaust it. And therefore Subaha is let there be an elemental cause which will maintain this growth. So it is not just growth, the cause also must exist. So this is karya, karana, sambandha. That means the cause, effect, relationship. Effect is temporary. Effect appears and disappears. But without cause, effect will at some point of time disappear completely. So we are asking for let the cause for the food be continuously be existing. Murdha chame. Murdha is storage space. In relation to yajna, this is called as havirdhana. Havirdhana is a corner of the yajnasala where we stock all the things that are needed for the yajna. So you don't clutter yourself all around the yajna kunda. It is all stacked here and in a proper manner, and then there will be there are 16 different priests. I think I have talked about this in the structure of yajna. That is, there will be 4. That is, the 4 Rutviks are there, and then 4 assistants will be there. 4 assistants to 4 assistants will be there. So then they are all like go boys. They say you go and bring this, you go and bring this, and they know the technical terms. And therefore, if you say bring Samit, bring Garba, you don't have to explain. So they right away know what to bring. So then there could be such a storage place for our granary so that there will be no wastage and it is not infested by predators. Then Vyashniyashchame, that means that which pervades all of these entities, and then they become worthy of offering in a yajna. That means there is no contamination, it is not flawed. So all those things, let that be there. Now we can also look at as the Adidevata behind each one of these ingredients of a yajna. So when I speak on yajna, I will tell you what is the devata behind each one of these yajna utensils. Each one of them is governed by a particular deity, and we actually offer oblations to those deities also. Then Antyayana means at the end of any project, there is something very tangible and palpable that you will know. For instance, you have gone to college for 4 years, right? At the end of 4 years, you have finished your course. What is it that proves that you have come to the end of the course? You must carry a certificate, isn't it? That certificate which proves that you have gone through the course, in other words, that which is born at the end is called Antyayana, and in the case of the Yajna, it is Bhakti, Shraddha, a sense of fulfillment. If Yajna does not produce Bhakti, Shraddha and Krita Krityata means a sense of fulfillment, then all that we have done is waste of time and created a lot of noise and wasted a lot of food. And therefore it is very essential that we include this metric, that at the end of the Yajna we should become a complete, knowledgeable devotee. Then Bhavana, note the grammatical form Bhavana. Bhavana means what is and should be available in the world. Because we are not interested in something that is not available in this world, because we are part of this world. Then Bhuvana, and the world itself. And Adhipati is the Lord of the Yajna, to whom you are offering the oblation, and also the Somayaji. Somayaji is the Yajamana who is actually performing the Yajna. He is the Somayaji. And all of these are Adi Bhautika part. Now let's go to the second one. The Adidaiva part are all the luminaries, and these luminaries are called as Adityas. So the Adityas are 12 in number. The Bhagavata Purana, in the 12th skandha, for some of you who would like to refer, in the 12th skandha, 11th chapter, Bhagavata Purana gives the purpose of all these things that we talked about. So first and foremost, who are all these 12 Adityas? They are Dhata, Aryama, Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Vivaswan, Tvashta, Vishnu, Amshuman, Bhaga, Pushan and Parjanya. This is the reason why in Surya Namaskara we do 12 times. And I usually add one more as Guru Vandana. So you can do 13 times. So these 12 Adityas also represent the function, place, time, action, doer, instrument, and then the particular scripture which says that this is how you should do, the material, and the outcome is also 12. So the explanation of Bhagavata is 9. I'm sorry, it is not 12, it is 9. So each one of the 12 Adityas have got 9 characteristics. So let us take 1 month, for example. 12 Adityas represent 12 months. Is the intensity of heat, light the same in all these 12 months for Surya? It differs from month to month. In some months the sun enables rain. In some months he will be there, but he lets the water to preserve. Therefore, even though there are 12 Adityas ruling the 12 suns, their efficacy depends on Kalo, Deshaha, Kriya, Karta, Karanam, Karyam, Agamaha, Dravyam, Phalam, Iti Brahman, Navadha Uktaha, Ajaya Karihi. So it's very easy, you just go to Bhagavata, Skanda 12, chapter 11, you will find this verse. So when you look at this, all the 12, Vajaschame, Prasavaschame, Prasutishchame, all these things are used very, very specifically in proper time, Kalaha, in proper place, Deshaha, for a particular act, Kriya, by a particular person, Karta, using a particular instrument, Karanam. You cannot take a hammer where a screwdriver is required. Then Agamaha, that means what is the particular scripture or the mantra should be used. Dravyam, what is the nature of that material, and Phalam, why it is to be, what is the outcome. These 9 have also to be experienced. So in the Devata also is worshipped, the 12 Devatas, Vajashtame, etc., in Adidaiva is worshipped with these 9 aspects in your mind. Can you see the depth of this mantra? And then, so as Adhyatma, the 12 is featured as 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Panchendriyas, and Manas and Buddhi. Simple, which we have touched in many occasions. 5 plus 5 plus 2. So these 5 plus 5 plus 2 also have got 9 characteristics. Don't forget that. Isn't it? When do you use your eyes? Where do you use your eyes? For what purpose you use your eyes? Who should use the eyes? Again, same 9. Without Bhagavata, where would we be? I would never be able to interpret this mantra without the Bhagavata. See, people actually look down upon Purana. If Puranas were not there, we will not understand, we will never understand Veda. Especially Puranas like Bhagavata, Skanda Purana, Agni Purana. Without those Puranas, I will never be able to talk about these mantras. So, for each of the Indriyas also there are the 9 functions. Then, Adhyajna. Now here we really get the punchline. The Adhyajna, you have to map the last mantra to the last phrase of Namaka Prashna. In Namaka Prashna, what do we say? Jambhe Dadhami. When you say Jambhe Dadhami, Shiva is saying that every negativity that you have got in your personality, every single negativity, I am going to throw it into my mouth and swallow. So this again gives us a measurement as to how we are progressing in our spirituality. If at the end of the study of Namaka Prashna, even an iota of negativity is left within us, then you have to repeat it again. So it is not just Maharudra, it is not just Atirudra, it is Atyatirudra. Until such time our personality is purified. So when it has got purified, it becomes Jambhe Dadhami. So then we are asking for all these materials for the sake of Yajnena Kalpantam. Then in Adhyajna, what do we use Chamaka Prashna for? In the Rudra Homa, we use this for Vasordhara, first of all. Vasordhara means at the end of the Yajna, all the remaining ghee that you have collected, all the remaining samit and the havis that you have received, by chanting the Chamaka Prashna, it is offered into the Agni. That is why you will see, if you have watched how they do the Homa in Maharudra, they will have a long ladle, and in that long ladle they will take all the ghee that is remaining and they will be pouring it out by chanting the Chamaka Prashna. Then this Chamaka Prashna, the last Anuvaka, also coincides with the Purnahuti. Look at the word Purnahuti. How do you parse that word? Purna Ahuti means everything that is there is offered into the Agni. What does Agni do? How does Agni process everything that is put into that? Simply consumes it. Isn't it? He completely consumes it. So in the Adi Yajna, the 12 that we talked about in the Adi Bhautika, they will continue to live. The world will continue to exist. The Adi Daiva will continue to exist. The Adhyatma will continue to exist. But the Adi Yajna, that means for what purpose we are performing the Yajna, all of us will completely sublimate ourselves within that, within this Purnahuti. So there is no more individuality for the person who has done this Rudra Yajna as soon as he chants this last mantra of the Chamaka Prashna. There is no more individuality, there is no more individual person. So if there is no individual person and the Somayaji is still alive and sitting there, who is he? He becomes a universal person. He is no longer an individual. So when does an Apurna Ahuti become Purna? An Apurna Vyakti, an Apurna Somayaji, by the end of this Chamaka Prashna becomes a Purna Somayaji, that means he becomes a universal person. And therefore, very logically, the universal person who has got the 1,000 heads and 1,000 feet will do a recreation once again in Purusha Suktam. This is why Namakam, Chamakam Chaiva, Purusha Suktam Chaya Dviduhu, Mahadevan Chatatulyam, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. So a person who has completed this yajna is no longer the limited small individual who is going through Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, as Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutra. None of that remains. Very befitting ending to an extraordinary scripture. Then we will see the Shanti Mantra.